we'll get this show on the road here, guys. Look at it. I want to thank everybody for being on the call. We've got a lot of people registered in. The new system is really creating a lot of excitement. I've been getting calls from people who have not been real active, and they're starting to take a look at this again and move forward. So the activity is definitely picking up. Now, I want to kind of go over a few real quick notes, kind of the key strategies that are involved in being successful using this system. And the number one part of our system that we're doing right now is with the sample program. I kind of want to cover that real quickly because I know some of you have been a little confused about what to do now that the company has its own sample program out there. And you have a lot of different directions to go in. But everything we're doing, especially with the new Rainmaker system here, this is all about trying to put samples in people's hands in order to help generate interest. Now, a couple of strategies. Number one, if you have 3 business centers and you have product to move, then I would suggest that you go ahead and move the product out, keep it right at the $19.98 and at the $3.95 shipping, and send the packages out. That way you are getting reimbursed on your product, and you're moving your inventory as well. For those of you that want to take advantage of the company, there's some real interesting things you can do here, and I ran the numbers on this if you stop and look at it. The company sends 6 packages out for us, and it's costing between $12 or $13, all depending on whether you come with a 1-pack or 2-pack. Here's what I recommend you do if you're going to use the company system. Number one, they got a real pretty little box that goes out, and it looks really great and everything else, but it does not have a lot of information in. And part of this system and part of what we do is all about getting in contact and starting relationships. So if you're going to use the company to send the packages out, here's what I recommend you do, is still keep your 1-week system up. Have the company send out the pack, because it's only costing us $12, and that includes shipping. But when you make contact with somebody, take the 7-pack, drop it in an envelope, put in your information, and I have a nice little brochure that I drop in, and then I also have the natural newspaper that I drop in, and then any additional information you may have. If you put that in there and you send that out to them first, then they get the 1 packet. Here's the kind of the strategy on that. When I have a contact with somebody and I send them out 1 packet, and then I'm going to call the company or go in my back office and send out the box of 6, first thing I do is I verify, I call the prospect, I verify their addresses, and then I go ahead and let them know that I'm sending them out an information pack with their first sample, and that it's going to follow up with a box of 6 from the company. And then what happens is that you send out your packet, wait a day, and then go order the packet through the company and ship that out. So if you time it right, they'll get your package first of 1 with the information, and then they'll get the box of 6 to continue on. It also gives us 2 more opportunities to call back to make sure, number 1, that they got the original pack that went out, and number 2, that they got then you can give them a call back 2 or 3 days later that they have that they got their 6-pack as well. This is all about developing relationships, and as we get into the gold program here with you guys, you're going to see that that's really what this is all about. The reason for putting the system together and the logic of everything that I've done here is this comes from talking over the last 7 months I've been doing this with you guys out there. Every one of you that's on this call you've had personal contact with me, plus the rest of the team out there and other groups and everything else, and I have been seeing issues out there. And the bottom line here is the bottom line here is that by my being in contact with everybody, this is the thought process I had putting this system together in order to get people to understand what's going on. So a couple of things here. The sample program is the key issue. Everything we do, and I'm going to be talking about today, has one thing, and that is to get samples into people's hands. We know that when people get samples in their hands, that gets them very interested. And I'll give you a real quick, if you guys have been following me, I have 1 prospect that I picked up so far on this new system. And today he finally got his sample packet, but he is already, because he invested the 1988 into the system, into getting his samples, he's already watched 3 videos all the way through and is registered for the business webinar, and he's actually friended me on Facebook as well. So what has happened here, by having so far 2 phone conversations with him and a couple of quick emails and using this system to keep him informed about what's next, it has given me the opportunity to start to develop that relationship with somebody who was a week ago, not even a week ago, was somebody who I never had any contact with. But I am now developing a relationship with him. So on the samples, a couple of different ways to go. When people come in with their 3 business centers and that, I would still share with them exactly how they can move the packages out. Again, if you send out your 7 packets, and I personally am going to continue sending my 7 packets out and doing it on my own because I like the hands-on part of the deal, and I like being able to put extra stuff in the box when I send it out, and I find that it's been working very well for me. Eventually, I may go ahead and tap into the company part of the deal where I'll have them send out the 6. But here's something to think about. If you send, the average cost to send out 1 packet is sold with information. It's around $2.80 or so. The company sends it out for either $12 or $13. You're basically looking at $15 to $16 is your total net cost to put that sample in somebody's hands. And if you're still charging the $19.88, you're still making $3 or $4 on that on an additional profit. And of course, that money is what you can use to help continue your marketing. People have no problems paying for their samples if they're interested in the product and if we've done our job right. So with that said, you guys can go a lot of different ways. Right now, because I am running a summer special on one of my sites at $15.88, and with that, $3.95 shipping covers my basic cost of the product, and it's fine. One other real quick side note: if you want to continue doing the 7 packets, which is what I do, if you have a business center, or if you have, like I have my wife set up as a preferred customer, then that brings my cost way down. It's basically by sending product out through my preferred customer account that my wife has and buying the product and getting the $20 rebate. My cost of sending out is roughly about $15.60 or so. It's the same cost as if I have the company send out for $12 or $13 and I spend the $2.85. So it really doesn't make any difference. But the bottom line is, decide on what system you're going to use. If you have a lot of product on hand, if you came in with 3 business centers, definitely take some of that inventory, move it out, and that will help you move the inventory out, number one, and will give you more control. If you've used up all your inventory and you want to control your expenses, then go ahead and order the 2 boxes through the company. Have an extra box on hand so you can send out your 1 and use that as well. All right, look, we're going to get into the new system right now, and here's something that, if you go back in here, those of you who had a chance to get back in here and look at it, this is the old Prosperity Central platform. I want to make it real clear, this is not Prosperity Central. It has nothing to do with Prosperity Central, and so, but it is the same format. This is through the same software company. The only difference here now is that because we have this platform, I have control over a lot of different things I didn't have before with Prosperity Central, and that includes putting the leads into the program for you guys and you guys going ahead and ordering it. Now, if you go back in here, first thing I want to kind of share with you is I want to get back to what the logic of what everything here is. So let's go back, and we're going to come back up into the website here, and let's just take a look at the website, so I can kind of explain what's going on here. And so far, this has worked out very, very well by following the system. Number one, again, this is all about trying to get people that are interested in defining who is our business partner and who is our customer. And understand that most people we talk to are a customer first, and then our business partner second. Even if they are interested in looking for business opportunities, they really have to be a customer first. They have to like the product, hence the reason why we need to put samples in people's hands. But this quick video, when they send it out, right now, and this has been one of the biggest issues with the group in general, is that we have all these tools that are available to us, and the company has all these videos and things, is that where do I send people initially? Well, I believe initially, and know is you give people small bits of information first, and then you let it progress accordingly. The World News Report is a great audio that was put out. It's 2 minutes long, and it's just enough to get people kind of hooked on if they have an interest. Something in there will catch their attention. When they get done watching it, they're going to go one or two directions. And they're either going to go into the business opportunity side, or they can, which is to learn more, or they're going to come into the get started where they can get their free samples and the consumer. Now, a couple of different things. Everybody, whether it's your warm market or cold market, what you need to do is we need to send people to this. This is your first direction. So if I'm dealing with my warm market and I'm going to have people in my warm market, I'm going to say, hey, you need to take a look at something that I found absolutely amazing, and I think you'll find it amazing too. Take a look at this and then direct them to this website. And then, all depending on your relationship, you can say, by the way, there's an opportunity to try the product for yourself, or there's actually a great opportunity for a business opportunity. When you get done watching the quick video, if you want to learn more about the business opportunity, hit the Learn More button. If you want to find out more about the product first, which is what I recommend, go ahead and hit the Get Started. You can learn more about the product. Either way, they go on this. If they come over to the Get Started side of this, what they're going to come here is a quick capture page. And I have a quick little audio there in here. It's encouraging to go ahead and fill the form out. But here's the reason to drink Soul. Again, there's no pricing on this, and that's one of the other things that I hope you guys realize, is in the original seed version of the World News Report, it actually gave a $65 price tag. I pulled that out, so it's not in there anymore. And so here's the curiosity. Find out how to get a sample, a 1-week sample. They can fill out the form here, and when they do that, I'll go ahead and take it on through. What's going to happen here is then it will take them right over to the sample page that we have that you guys are using. Now the TriSo sample page, this sample page has been, oops, I am doing another test right now. So let me just kind of go back. Bring this up, TriSo info. Okay, what we have right now is we have it going over to, this is my TriSo sample page. It's formatted new. If you guys, this happy video right here, the testimonial video has audio has proved to be extremely effective, and it's definitely caught people's attention. If they watch this video, come down and listen to this testimonial. So I've already gotten feedback on this. They want to try this sample out. And as you can see here, right now on my page, I have a summer sample special at $15.88 plus shipping and handling. I'm still getting $20 before it's all said and done. So I'm covering the cost of my product. I'm not making any profit on it, but I am getting the product out there. $15.88 is a good price point. Also at $3.95 if you go ahead and use in the company and send the one out. But I still encourage 7 packets. Still encourage that. And so it directs it here. By the time they fill the capture page out, it tells me that they're interested, and as I get into the sample, as I get back into the prospector program here, you're going to see where this makes a lot of sense. On the business side, we have it here. I have the capture page set up, Rain International intro, and this has the animated version that explains everything. This video, I've been tracking it. This has been one that people watch. They do watch it all the way through. I've been watching the numbers on it, and if they get past the first 10 seconds of this, they're watching it to the end. If they click off before 10 seconds is on there, then they're probably not real strong business partners to begin with. But the advantage here is if they watch this, again, they fill out this form, it's going to take them over to the webinar program that we have out there, which is the generic webinar, which gets some information. And again, this fills it in. When people come here and they fill this out, they are going to get an invite to get a sample packet from you. Our system automatically will send it out the next day. We'll send out an email, and it will invite them to try a 1-week sample in order to get them started. But the main thing here is they fill out this capture page, you will be notified, and then it's up to you to contact them. All right, let's get back into the prospector itself. Again, just like when we come in here and you got the dashboard, you can see the activities here. It's just the same as Prosperity Central. Most of you are familiar with this. Here's one of the key elements that is going to make this a whirlwind of difference right now, is that when you guys get your leads and they go into here, there's no longer having to click all the pages and send out the one letter and then go back to the next thing and do it. The system is completely automated. When you guys order your leads and they go into your system, what's going to happen here is, and I'll show you right here on the Rainmaker leads, is they will go into the Rainmaker program, the Rainmaker leads. This is where your leads will first land, and you set it up. Again, if you've been following in the videos, and I'll go over a little bit more details in this a little bit later, I recommend that you only have the leads going there to what you can handle on a day-to-day basis. This program is all about activity. It's all about helping you start to have activity. It is also about you bringing in people and helping them have an activity. And I've been doing this for years and helping people actually learn how to market on the Internet. And my thought process on putting this together is to give people a way who have never had an opportunity to market to begin to learn the skills that are necessary to market. One of the things that I have seen, and one of the things I've seen the slowdown in our groups out there, is that everybody's been out there running helter-skelter, trying to do a lot of different things and giving way too much information, and not really focused in on one very simple program of marketing, or they just don't have a real marketing plan. This is a marketing plan in order to help people get started. And if everybody follows this, this is geared to help people build. And this system can move as fast as you want it to move, or it can move at a pace that you are capable of. I am a firm believer, take small steps first, get the skills, learn, and then move up through the system as you gain more experience. I have seen individuals in our group across the board, I have seen people trying to throw the system together real fast and trying to do everything all at once and not getting anywhere. What this is about, it's all about taking your time, getting the skills you need, and going step by step. Now, here's what's interesting. Okay, now let me just kind of show you here. I'll go back, and let's just take, I actually launched the system, I think it was on Saturday or Sunday. As you can see here, the email campaigns have gone out, one right after another. Also, on this particular person, I actually made the phone call and sent them a one-touch email. I'll be talking about this in a bit. We are in the relationship business. It's all about developing relationships. After you get past your warm market, you got to go out and make new friends. And that's what working a cold market is all about. It's about making new friends. And I'll get into this a little bit later. But as you can see here, the campaigns have gone out one right after the other. If I click on this, the last campaign that went out here was this letter. And again, it goes back, as you can see here, it goes back to the 1-week sample. I also had thrown in a quick disclaimer in these letters, which, well, remember when we're putting leads in, we're really trying to find those that are interested. This is a funneling system. It's all about taking a group of individuals, and the leads we have are good. It's a matter of taking a group of individuals and finding those that are going to become active. Now, with that said, what happens here is that right now I had about 150, so far I've had 150 leads go out over the last 4 days or so. Right now, my total activity, I've had 17 people respond or open up emails, and I have personally gone back and called each and every one of those. And so on a daily basis, since the letters are going out for you, all you need to do initially, especially if you're doing this on the slow pace, if you're sending out 20 letters a day, or you're telling the system to do that, then 20 emails go in each day. And it will start with letter number 1, and then the next day another 20 will go in and starts with letter number 1, and then the first 20 is getting letter number 2, and it's moving through. You will start to see your daily activity grow at a very steady pace. What you need to do is you come back in here and you come to your daily activities and you take a look at the people that responded. If you want to make this system work, it is going to become critical that you pick up the phone and you leave them a message or talk to them personally. And it's not really all that complicated. Yesterday I had 5 new people come in. I made 5 phone calls and left 5 phone messages. Out of those 5 phone messages, one person responded back and actually dropped out of the system. They unsubscribed. And another person actually has responded back to me and is starting to follow through the system. I have not had a conversation with them yet, but I am seeing them starting to follow through. Now look, if I come in here and I go to my daily activities, you just click on this, and if you look up here, you can call this contact. If I just click on here, there's the phone number, there's the contact, all the contact information. I can put my notes in here. All you do is you give these people a call, and it's going to go to voicemail 90% of the time. But you've got to let people know that they're looking. So when I call somebody, and I'll give you my real quick message. I go, hi, this is Dwight from Ocala, Florida with Rain International. I see you've been looking at opportunities, or you had a chance to open up my email. Don't know if you had a chance to look at my site yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an email. It will say from Dwight in the subject line, and it will give you some more information about our company and our opportunity. Or if you want to go ahead and just take a look, just go to trysoul.net, take a look at what we're up to. The phone number shows up on your caller ID. It's my home phone number. You can call me, or you can just respond back to my email. But make sure you take a look. In the subject line, it will say from Dwight, and go ahead and take a look at what it is. If you like what you see, get back with me. You know, we got a great opportunity here and a great product. And if not, thank you very much for looking. I appreciate the opportunity to have a chance to talk to you. Thank you very much, and have a great day. That's pretty much how my message goes. If I get a hold of a live person, it's the same thing. It's short and sweet. And if you listen to the recording that I have, and I have it back there, I actually did a live recording where I contacted somebody. Same thing. It says, hi, this is Dwight from Rain International down here in Ocala, Florida. I see you've been responding to one of my campaigns, just asking you a real quick question. Were you interested in the product, or are you interested in business opportunity? And I listen. Well, great. Here's what I need you to do. Did you get a chance to take a look at the business opportunity? No. Look, I'm going to go ahead and send this out to you. Before you can do anything, you need to learn more about who we are and what we do. So write this website down, trysoul.net, trysoul.net. Okay, great. Take a look at that, then you can get back with me. I'll get back to you in a couple of days. By the way, I will send you out an email. In the subject line will say from Dwight. Thanks a lot. I look forward to continuing this conversation with you. Bye. That's it. And I find 2 or 3 minutes. You will find people will appreciate if you get to the point and you're letting them know that you're giving them an opportunity to learn about what we're doing. And because what they've been used to out there is they're getting, a lot of these people are being hammered on the phone, and they're getting calls by individuals that are trying to sell them things on the phone right off the bat. And, most of us out there, especially in this group and people we're bringing in, you guys aren't professional telemarketers, and you don't even want to pretend to be one. You just want to let people know, A, you're a real person, you're contactable, and you're here to give them directions if they need the help. Now, when you're done with that, it's very simple, and I'll follow through. First thing you're going to do is you're going to send them an email. So here's your 1-drops. It's still in here. And you come down. I've got 2 from me letters in here. And it's response after phone contact or serious and curious. Either one of these work really well. I've been using the serious and curious. So I just go ahead, broadcast that out. I'm done. Okay? Next thing I'm going to do, if I have a live contact with somebody, and I've sent them to the site, I have these files down here, and if I have a live contact, here's prospect contacted. What I'm going to do is I am going to take and move this person to prospects contacted. And then it will come down. Now I'll go to my prospect contacted. If I had a live conversation with them, they should go in your prospects contacted file. If you're just leaving voicemail, leave them into the system, because when you change to the files, there will be a new set of letters that are going to go out. Plus, you have a different activity. So now that I've been doing this for a few days, what I can come here is I can look at my prospect contacted. Here are the people that I need to call on a daily basis that I've had personal contact with, and I can sit there and dial through. These people have a higher priority on my calls on a daily basis. So I want to get back and talk with these individuals. Now, if they filled out the capture page, the sample form, let's say they went to your website and they filled out that capture page to get samples, they are going to go into your sample prospects. Again, look at cold lead, contact, has some contact. If I make 2 or 3 contacts, if they said they're interested in the sample, I bring them into the sample. I'm starting to funnel. This is an automatic funneling system. It starts bringing down. So now I come to my sample program. I now have the people that I've sent samples out to. I can contact those individuals on the one-to-one basis. And then I can come down to this file. The next thing that I'm going to come down to is that if they're business-orientated, let's say they filled out they want to learn more, and which says they're more business-orientated, they will come down into the sales funnel file. And in this sales funnel file, if they go into that, they're going to get a series of letters about rain opportunities in the system. So either they're a customer or they're a business. So if they're in my sales funnel, there are people that are in the sales funnel for the business opportunity. And of course, if they're in your sample program, they're your consumer. As you start to work through these and start working these through, they're either going to be one of 2 things. Either they're going to be a customer. So let's say my sample program, let's say I had somebody who came in, and I'll just use this as an example, and they decided to order a sample, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move them down. If they became a customer, I'm going to move them into my customer file. So now I come down here. Now they're my customer. As the system starts to develop, what you're going to have every day when you come into your back office back here, the leads are automatically taken care of for you. You don't need to worry about those. They're sending out, no matter what system they're going into. And I'm going to be adding a lot more letters to each of these, so we're going to be contacting people over a 6-month period. But what's going to happen is that when you come in, here's what your typical day should look like as it starts developing. If you are sending out 20 or 30 leads on a daily basis, then you'll come back here. You should have 2 or 3 people you're contacting. You should be able to call those. If you have a live contact, it's fine. If you just left a message, that's fine too. So let's say if you take a look here, if I come back, let's go back to my hottest prospects. As I leave messages in my notes here, you can see the contacts that I've made. I make a note on when I made a contact. So example, let's just go back to let's take a look here. If I take a look at, let's say I went ahead and I had a conversation with Jane here, I can put my notes here where I left a message. And I just use a real quick abbreviation. So let's say I left a message. I just use this is my abbreviation, left message, hit timestamp, and then go ahead and hit save notes. And I go back, I know what day I left a message at. And then when I do leave a message, I always make sure to send an email out. And in the email, again, it's the from Dwight's, and I'll use one of the 2 emails that are there and send it out accordingly. Now, as I'm calling through people on my sample program or my prospects, I come back here, and I'll be adding more letters back here. But so if I go ahead and I'm giving this person let's say I've called Walter here, and which I have, is I'll come back here and I'll send him the doctor. I have the letters back here with Dr. Susan. And so send him information about Dr. Susan and and again, it's to encourage him, you have to order a 1 week, and there's your website. The point is you want to stay, every time you make a contact, you want to have a letter out. And I will be adding more, but I've got Dr. Susan, I've got Dr. Weeks, and I also had Jed Nelson in here. All 3 of those videos have proved to work very well when people watch them to increase the interest level. So if I'm talking to individuals, I've had a conversation with Dan here, and I go ahead and I can decide which one I want to do. I also have the Byron in here where you can go ahead and send out the webinar. So there will be more one-drops back here. As you guys get more advanced in the system, and some of you already have, you can transfer your letters back over into this system. Okay, after I've done my daily activities, I'm obviously going to come down and talk to my prospects that I've contacted. what happens, a lot of us, myself included, you've contacted a half a dozen people during the week, and you've written them down someplace, and you've lost a note, or you forgot about them because you've been too busy adding new people in. Happens to me more than what I want to admit. With all the conversations and calls that I have on people on a daily basis, I have actually forgotten that I had talked to an individual, and I miss out. That's a missed opportunity. It's all about the details. So if I come here on a daily basis, I can sit down and I know that I need to call each one of these individuals because I've had conversations. I need to follow up. If I've done the proper job of putting notes in here, I kind of know where I left off and what I had interest. I can also rate them accordingly. Obviously, with people that got samples from me, you need to be contacting them. You know when the samples went out, and you should know when you need to get back with them. If over the course of time, if they decide that they are not interested or they're not willing to work with you, then take them out of here, and then put them back into. You can put them right back into the system. You can I would just throw them right into my. I would just throw them right back into not my customer file. I would bring them down into this. There's two customer files here. I would just bring them down. I need to relabel that. I would just bring them down into my regular customer file there, where they'll go ahead and they'll be sent the generic letters out of Prosperity Central. And of course, you'll have the ability to go back, or you can just archive them, pull them out of your system completely. Up to you. The point is that as you go through here on your sales funnel, after you determine that person is no longer active, you need to have. Actually, what I think we need to do is we need to put an inactive file in here, which I would do now that I'm thinking about it. And so I'll throw a not interested file into the system, and that will send them out a series of letters over the course of the year that might help stimulate it. So the whole idea is to take your leads and funnel them out until you go down. So I'll add I will add a not interested file. So when people tell you you're not interested, you can drop them down, but we can still stay in front of them. The one thing to realize, when somebody says they're not interested, it just means they're not interested today. Doesn't mean they're not interested in the future. Things change. We have a great product and we have a great company. It's definitely a way to do it. So if you're doing this properly, what you're going to be doing is you'll be able to come in here. Overall, an hour a day back here in your business making contact, and this is about activity. But it does require you to pick up the phone and start making phone calls. Now, for new people, what I recommend is you make it simple. You take your leads that we're giving you guys, and you make them on a smaller basis. And if you want to be even more proactive, here's something you can do. The leads go into your Rainmaker system. If you want to increase the probability of getting contacts, what I would do, you guys come up to the configure, set your settings for your pages to 20, to 25, or 10. Let's say you got 20 people coming in a day. Set it up to here. Change your pages to 10. Come back to your contacts. And as the contacts appear, now when the leads go into your system, the first email is not sent out till the next day. So whatever leads are put into your system today, tomorrow is when the first letter goes out. Ideally, what you do is you sit down, and if you have 20 in here, sit down and make the 20 phone calls. Call the people, let them know that. And my conversation on brand new leads like this is very simple. As I go, hi, this is Dwight down in Ocala with Rain International. Your name came across my desk as somebody that might be interested in a business opportunity or a nutritional product. If that is the case, I'm going to send you some information. Just look for my email. It will say quick message from, because remember, that's the first email that's going out. It will say quick message from Dwight. Take a look. If you see the opportunity you like, get back with me. If not, thanks for looking. Have a great day. Boom. If you have a live call, it's the same thing. You're going to call them up and say, hey, Sam, your name came across my desk as somebody that might be looking at opportunities or might be interested in nutritional products. Then I always says, let me ask you a quick question. Are you seriously looking for any kind of opportunities right now in order to put a little extra money in your pocket? And are you just curious? Either way, he says, well, I'm kind of looking, or I just want to see what's out there. Look, I'm going to send you a quick email. It will say, from Dwight in in the subject line, and also there's a quick message from Dwight. Take a look at what we're up to. If you like what you see, you can get back to me. Is that fair enough? Great. Thank you. Bye. Cool. Done. If you guys do this on a daily basis, first off, the fact of the matter is, if I call all 10 of these right now, the chance of anybody answering the phone is I may talk to one person. The main emphasis here is getting a message out to let people know that you're a person and generate curiosity, because this is all about generating curiosity. So all you need to do is generate that curiosity. I do have scripts back here, by the way, and I'll be adding some more with these. A couple of different things. Let's say if I want to come into here, say I want to give Sam a call here. If you go to the contacts, and you see this little drop down right here, I have a quick qualifying script right here, which has the basic qualifying script. I've already got this written in here. And also, there are additional scripts in here that are a little bit more involved. If you guys learn to become proficient in these also will work for you as well. The quick qualifying script is definitely right here, and it just gives you name, where you're from. I'll give you a quick courtesy call. You recently responded to one of my campaigns inquiring about opportunities to generate extra income. Were you seriously looking for an opportunity, or were you just curious? Great. Let me ask you a quick question. If I could find you a way to generate extra $1,000 a month working just a few hours to comfort your own home with an automated system with products and services people want or needed, would that be of interest to you? Yes? Great. Here, go ahead and take a look at my opportunity, see if it's a good fit for you. Write this down, and then I'll get back with you in the next couple of days. You just follow the script. Put it in your own words. Make it conversational. You don't want to sound like you're reading, and so, but here's the basic script right there if you need it. Again, when you get down here, you can add your notes into here. You can put a timestamp on it, then you save and close, and it will appear right in here. Also, if I'm going to go ahead and give Sam a call, click it on here. If I leave a message, I can put it in the notes. LFM, time date it, save and close. Come up here, send out my email, and it's done. You can do that 10 times. So if you guys got 20 leads coming in, you do it 20 times. This is a much more proactive way of building your business, and it definitely is a benefit. Now, another real quick note, you guys are also aware the phone burner is included in this system. It's $119, which puts you into the premium level. Once you get experience and comfort on the phone and you are building a business, it is a great investment to put into it, because here's why. If I sit down and put this into my phone burners, so I come to my Rainmaker leads, I can sit here and put all 10 of these in the phone burner. It will dial out. I have a pre-recorded message. The email campaign's already set up, and it goes out, and it's done. When I get done with these leads, I can come down to my prospects contacted. Let's say I want to talk to 3 people. I put them in. I click it in here. That puts it into my phone burner, dials them out, and I can leave a message and contact them. Come back to here. Click all my people on that've got my samples. I go ahead and hit my dialing session, and it will go ahead and dial those out, and you'll be done. Here's the key one, especially for those of us that have teams. Come down to your personal team at least every other day. Click them. Go ahead and dial them out. Have a conversation with your team on a daily basis, and have a quick message. You can leave a recorded message for them, and let them know you're still thinking about them. It goes a long way. Same thing with your customers. You take your customers. How many of you have stayed in contact with your customers? Again, most of it's going to go to voicemail, but if you take your customers, and if you have the dial there, it can call through. You guys can sit down and make 60 contacts in less than an hour, and you can still keep this business simple and easy. And if you follow this system and you train your new people to do exactly the same thing, those that have absolutely no experience, get them doing it on a slow basis. The slow basis is simple. Make sure they only getting 20 leads a day, and then let them start contacting their daily activities, the 1 or 2 in there a day, picking up the phone. I guarantee you bring somebody in, you get them to pick up the phone and talk to 2 or 3 people, or at least make the attempt on a daily basis. Over time, over the 30, 60, 90 days, they will start putting into their funnel people that are interested in their business. Really, what this is a system that is designed to help put help you put an extra 3-4 people into your business on a monthly basis. But it can become much more than that. It all depends, and it's all about action. The more action you put into this, the more results you are going to get on the back end. It's all about time. We have a few people in our group that are using the phone burner right now, and they're contacting 20, 30, 40, 50 people on a daily basis. And guess what? They're enrolling 1 or 2 people a week right now. And they're also staying in contact with their team members, by using the phone burner. All right, so there's the overall plan. You get back again in the marketing. I have back here. Here's the training for all the marketing tools that's available back here. Here's the setup. When you bring somebody into the system, make sure you get them back on this page and go page 1, page 2, page 3. Here's the lead code. This will be changing on accounts, but here's where you get the lead code in order to order your leads. And then you go ahead and go ahead and use that. This is what gives you the leads for free. And you set it up. I'll go over this in just a second and how to set it up. One other thing that I have found is invariably there's always a few people out there that I've been working with that have no idea how to cut and paste, let alone do anything else. No fear. I've set it up. I will have a setup fee. It's a one-time charge of $25. I will go through for a person and completely set the system up for them so they don't need to go through and do the basic setup. It's not that complicated. Most people can go through it. But for those few that aren't, they can come back here. They can do this, and I will go ahead and program their system and get all their capture pages and everything else set up for them in order to get it set up. So that is available. It's back there. Also, the Tri-Soul sample page right now, that is the key. That is the thing that has been working. That page has been, for those that are using it, they're getting orders. I'm getting orders. My other team members who are using it are getting orders on it. That is probably a key element to this. And now some people will come in, they'll have their own sample page, or they'll have their own program. Well, that's fine. They can plug it into the system. But for those that come in, the one you're hosting on that sample page with the audio, the way I've got it laid out right now, is probably, with no doubt, is probably one of the key elements that, so when people come in, they really need to get the sample page with this system. All right. On the training, Team Horizon training page, this is also here. And you come back here. This is where I'll have all the updated videos and trainings. I have everything right down. Here's what's interesting. I get calls on this all the time, and I got this back here. How do I set up my name in GoDaddy? Here's a video that shows you how to do it. How do you print? If you're sending out your own boxes, you can print your own postage and labels and save money doing it. This shows you exactly what to do. I have the sample inserts right here on how to do it. If you need publisher in order to edit it and put your own name in it. But I'll tell you what I've been telling a few people to do is you can print out my insert and then go ahead and buy yourself a little label and just put your label right over my name, put your information right over there, and then go down and print those on a copy machine, and you can have your own inserts. That's the low-tech way of doing things. So, but the training back here, I'll be adding more and more information back here. Also, if you want to listen to a live call that I have with a real prospect, here's the live prospecting. Actually, here's the first call, and here's the second. It's 2 separate calls here where you can actually listen to what I'm saying on the phone. There is no magic to picking up the phone and saying hi to somebody. Just be yourself. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it, you will move through. The advantage of this is when we're using this system, if somebody gets used to making 2 or 3 phone calls, at the end of the week they realize they're still alive, and it becomes easy. When they start to get a little success with it, they'll begin to understand, you know what, if I did 5 phone calls today, maybe I can do 10 tomorrow. And when you get in the habit of the action of sitting down, and if you call the leads as they get into your system, if you call them on a daily basis before they get that first email, you're going to increase the odds of people looking. The fact of the matter is, we have a product that everybody needs, and we have really this company right now. We're not in momentum stage yet. Any amount of time you spend putting people in front of this, and then maintaining that even down the road, when we go into momentum, when we get to the point, which may be 6 months, a year, we don't know when it's going to happen. As you start developing and you start putting leads into this, and you start getting back here, when this name gets out there, you'll have a list of people you can go back to, and they're going, yeah, I heard about Ray. Maybe I need to check into this. So the system's going to be laid out where we're going to be staying in contact. And in this, eventually we'll have the system over the next month. We'll have it set up that once a lead goes in the system, until they opt out, they will get a letter from us with information or with interesting information that will be pertinent to them, because I'm going to be putting together newsletters and letters together that will be talking about health benefits and trying to get people to raise their conscious level to eating, being nutritious, and moving things forward. So, so that's that's where we're headed with this. Again, the idea is to make this completely automated. Now, getting leads, come to your marketing site. This is our own lead store, and so you just click in here. When you're new, if this does not come up to your lead store, then you can go to teamleads.biz and you can still log in, just like I'm going to do right now. Hang on a minute. Now the system will automatically log you in. I'm working with quite a few individuals right now, so I never know who's going to get logged in. But you log in right here, and you come to, this is where you order your leads. So purchase more leads, you just come right up here. Rainmaker leads are right here. Check here, and here's where you put the number of leads you want to go in your system today. There's 650 leads that are being given out to you each month that are free. If I recommend, if you're new, you should keep this right at 20. If you don't have the time, if you only have time to work 10, put it at 10. It will send you out 10 leads a day. But 20 is where it's at. If you are more progressive, then set it for 20 or set it for 30, and set it up. If you have the phone burner and using it, there's absolutely no reason why you can't do 60 a day. Figure out, but make sure that whatever number you put in here, what you will actually work for on a daily basis. Remember, this is all about action. All right, so if I set this up for 20 a day, I go ahead and add it to my cart. Make sure this is checked. Make sure your login is right here, because this is how the system knows to put it into your system. When I go ahead and hit add to cart, and then I go ahead and get my, let me find it here. Take that code that I showed you guys in the back, copy, throw the code right into here, apply the code, and that brings these leads down to 0, okay? So the leads are shown here at $60, but it's down to 0. If you guys need more leads, do not order them back here. Contact me. I'll show you a way to do it if you want to add more leads into the system. But once I hit continue here, it automatically will go ahead and order the leads. It will put the 600 leads, and it will put them out over 20 a day. That's it. Again, when the leads get put into the system, they are going to go right into your contact manager. They're going to come right to the Rainmaker leads, and they'll come right into the system. If I click on this one right here as an example, see, there's no activity yet because it just came in. So it'll probably be tomorrow before these leads go out. If come back to, let me change my configuration here. Settings. Bring this to 100, save. Come back to my contacts. All right, so if I come back again to the leads that were entered in on July 6th, these leads came in. You can see two messages went out there so it's July 6th. So there's 2 campaign messages went out. So it's automatically started. Let's come back to my contacts again. Let's come down to my oldest. See, and here this has 1, 2, 3, 4 emails have gone out. So it takes 24 hours before the system starts sending them out. The one thing that's been good again with these is we have a very low rate of bounces and we're getting virtually no real spam complaints. One other really important thing on this, and one of the reasons why we put this system together, the one reason why Prosperity Central kind of filled out, is that in order to keep this where the emails are deliverable, it's all about controlling the lead flow as it goes out through the system. One of the reasons, remember, this is not a spamming deal. This is not where we are spamming people out and you're trying to hit thousands and thousands of people hoping that 1 or 2 persons come in here. This is about taking a group of qualified leads, of people that have somewhere along the line so they were interested in doing something. It doesn't necessarily make them qualified to be a business partner or qualified to even be a customer with us, but they are leads that are the same type that you would, if you were running ads out there, they're going to be the same type of individuals. They're going to be all over the board. But this is all about taking a few leads and then going out and finding those few and funneling them down. This is all about taking action in order to find the people that are interested in coming into your business and to find your customers. Okay? And so you just come back here and that's it. One of the other things too, don't forget with your new partners when they come in, they need to join the prospects. So they come to my account. They come down here to the Gold Prospector. They got to put in the code here, which is 1050. And they come in, and that will bring them into the Team Horizon group, and that will put all the letters and tools that we have back here for them. And that will go ahead and set things up. Okay? All right. Covered a lot of stuff. Let me just kind of see. You got a few questions that have popped up there. Let me just see what's going on here. Okay, let's see the other additional questions. All right, yeah. You guys. Here's one thing that I think is important, and I've seen this with the group, and, I have talked to a large number of people that are in RAIN. Take the time and to build your foundation and your skills. And as they grow, your results will grow along with this. If you guys caught the post the other day with the hare and the tortoise on there, I really meant that. The tortoise won the race because he stayed focused and he stayed true to his course. The hare lost because he was all over the place and didn't have any direction. This system is all about having direction. And this business, the success in this business, is totally based on being able to help people duplicate. In order to help people duplicate is you've got to have, it has to be kind of simple where the average person can come in. I've been in marketing over 30 years. There are just things that just come naturally to me. I don't even have to think twice. Why would I bring somebody in and expect them to perform at the same level that I can perform at? You can't. And at the same time here is a lot of you that come into this, you guys have the dreams, you have the desire, you have the enthusiasm. And sometimes that enthusiasm and desire is so great, you're trying to do everything at one time. And really what you got to stop and think about, this is a business. You got to treat it like a business, and you have to lay out the format that is going to work for you. So this system, the reason why I put this together is as you start bringing in your team members, if you are doing it, if you are making the phone calls on a daily basis, and everything that I've been talking about over the last few months and doing, I am doing on a daily basis. Despite all the other stuff that I do, I am building RAIN by using cold leads. And it's a slow, methodical process. And I have more than enough people to contact on a daily basis, and I do it. Part of this system that I put together, the layout, are things that I use on a daily basis to keep track so I can stay on track with contacting. And you guys believe me, I probably don't spend more than an hour a day actually doing prospecting on a daily basis because I have been busy training, putting together systems, and working with each and every one of you because, on an average day, I take on an average between 20 to 30 phone calls on a daily basis right now. And you guys know if you don't get a hold of me right away, I'm really good about getting back to you guys. And it's all there on helping you move forward with this. Take the time to learn the system. Take the time to get back here. Watch some of the videos I've put back here and really become a student of this industry. Because here's the thing, and you need to take a look at this. Whether it takes you a month, a year, 2 years, we are in a business that's about relationships. We are in a business that if you take the time to learn the skill sets, and especially if you take the time to learn these skill sets, and let's say it takes you 6 months to a year to really master them in one fashion or another, no matter what happens, even with rain, you could take these same skill sets and move them over to another company. One of the reasons why you hear a lot of us in this industry, you take myself included, I know Vance and a few of the other leaders out there, we've all have built other companies and been in other businesses and built them and made successes out of them. Why? Because we took the time, the 2, 3, 4, 5 years it took us to put the tools and the learning and everything together in order to build. Well, it's the same thing with this. This system, the way it's laid out right now, is automated in such a way that if you take the time to learn how to use it, and you can take it at your own pace. Remember, you can take it on a very low-key base to where you're just making 2 or 3 contacts on a daily basis, and then as you get more comfortable, you build up. Those that become more proactive are going to be making 10, 15, or 20 phone calls on a daily basis, and you're going to have contacts. As your pipeline begins to grow, as you start getting people in that you make contact with, and you start making live contacts, and you put them into this prospect contact list, and you make the notes off to the side. In a month's time, you'll have a half dozen people back in here easily. This is your major sales funnel right here, the contacts. Because the whole idea is to get people to contact you. The whole idea eventually, you've left 2 or 3 phone messages. They've seen a half dozen emails from you. You've had contacts. You've been tracking them. Because you can take a look at any given contact. Let's just go back to my hot prospects. If I go back and take a look at what activity's been going on, let me just find an example here. It's an actual customer. Look at all the activity. This is the guy who sent the sample out. One-touch email went out, contact, site, he ordered a package. But look at he's been opening my one-touch emails all the way along the line. Even, now the last time he opened up one of my emails was on the 7th. I'm going to be giving him a call today anyways because I know he got his package in today. But see, here's all the activity. I can follow what's going up, what's going on with him, and take a look. Here he is. He's in my sample prospect. See, I've got to go through here and take a look at who I'm dealing with. So this allows you to keep organized. But what's more important is that if you bring in your new team members and you help them get it plugged into the system and share with them what you're doing on a daily basis and doing this as well, if you key this in, and what I tell people, look, you get in, really, you find 5 to 7 people, 7 really being the ultimate number. You bring 7 people in, and those are business partners, and they're following this system, and you're training to do the same. Let's say it takes a year for people to develop their 7 people, but those 7 people, this is not 2, get 2, get 2, get 2, get 2, and you just hope that it happens. This is a plan where you find 7 who you are going to train to get 7, who are going to be capable of training those to get 7. You determine how fast that moves by how fast you move on this end. But when you find your 7, you help those 7 develop, and they're using tools like this. And then as we add in more tools back here for people to use, that's where the business becomes solid. This is where you will build the foundation, and this is where you can have the ability to develop a business that will bring in the steady income that most of you are looking for. And it may take a while. I always like to let people know when I bring them in, I says it takes 90 days for most people to learn and become comfortable with working this program and changing and learning new skill sets and becoming comfortable with those skill sets, such as picking up the phone and just saying hi to somebody. But once you got those skill sets, and let's say it takes the 90 days, the next 90 days, as you're applying those, you're now learning what works and what doesn't work for you. And then in 6 months, you will start to see some major changes starting to take place if you stick with it. This is all about not quitting. This is all about staying with the program and moving with it. And this is why this works. All right. It's been an hour. Covered a lot of material here. All right. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to open up the line real quick. Let me hang on a minute.
You are now unmuted.
All right, if you're on the phone, you can ask questions. I've got everything online. If you're online, you can type it in on the chat line. Hello out there.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Who's this?
Okay. Listen, this is Guy Fong. Listen,
Hi, Guy.
How do I actually get into this gold prospecting site? I mean, join it.
Okay, go to Team Leads. .biz, B-I-Z.
Okay, Team Leads.
Biz.
.biz. Okay.
Right.
Now I
went
there once and I filled out everything, and then it didn't say continue, and the only thing I saw was buy leads. Should I go ahead and fill out everything and then just go up there and purchase?
Yeah. Don't buy the leads until you get your system set up.
All right.
Okay, that's one thing. Make sure to tell people when you bring people in, and they get into the system, tell them not to buy any leads or put any leads into their system and set up. So if you go to, you can write this down. It's rainmakersystem.com. That's rain twice. There's a quick overview, and then there's a link there which will actually show you how to enroll. So if you go to rainmakersystem.com, there's the overview video. Right below there is a link for getting started. If you hit that, there's a video that I've made that actually shows you step by step what you need to do to get enrolled correctly.
Okay, thank you, Dwight.
All right. By the way, Guy, if you have my phone number, you're more than free to call me if you have any issues.
Well, it's somewhere. I've seen it here. Somewhere I've seen your phone number.
Yeah. If you want to write it down.
Probably one of the emails.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it out because this gets broadcasted out over a large group. So, because I do post these things on the internet, and I don't like getting calls from people I know.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions out there? Anybody? Thoughts, concerns?
Dwight, this is Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hi. The warm market. Should a person send the warm market all the same thing, or
yep,
same stuff?
Okay. I'm telling you, the warm market. I would send them to I would send them right to the Gold Prospector site first, where they can watch the 3-minute World News Report.
Okay.
Step number 1.
Okay.
That warm market, cold market, absolutely no difference. Remember, here's what's interesting. Sometimes people in warm market it gets killed because we tend a lot of times we tend to we give people way too much information, and the problem is in giving them too much information they haven't seen what's in it for them yet.
Right.
So, a warm market and cold market are treated exactly the same way. Okay. You got to give them a small bite first, and the small bite is that video because whether you know the person or don't know the person, the cold person you don't know and the person you do know both have the same thing in common. They have no interest in your business or product right now. Your job is to generate that curiosity. It doesn't make any difference whether they're warm or cold. Now, your warm market has an interest in you, so they're going to be kinder to you.
Okay.
But at the same time, you've got to realize you've got to build their interest level a step at a time before they will move forward. And the best way to do this, and that's why I was trying to find and the World News Report, I think, is so far has proved to be the best video to send somebody to that will get their interest, because all we need to do is just peek it up one little notch and then get them to go to the next. So if you send somebody in and they watch the video on your warm market, you can call back and ask them what they thought. And then you've got in your back office, or if you go back in here, I didn't talk about the capture pages that are back here, but you do have the capture pages that you can, with Dr. Weeks and Jed Nelson and that, you can send to them. Or even better yet, if you put your warm market into your system, which you can do here where it says Add New, you put your warm market into your system, and then I have in the One Touch, I have Dr. Weeks, Dr. Susan, and Jed Nelson. So you have 3 testimonials you can send out to individuals where they can watch and listen. And if they watch the first video, and if they go ahead and you encourage them, you send them to your TriSoul sample page, they watch that and they listen to those testimonials. And then if you send them any one of those 3 webinars out there, at that time, if they're interested, they're going to move forward. If they're not interested right now. And right. Probably the other big advice I give people is to learn to let people go.
Right, yes. Yes.
So, all right, any other questions?
Yeah, Dwight, this is Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
I discovered that I didn't put in the code, the team code, and the leads already came yesterday. How do I get those in there now?
Well,
right. I got the email that the leads were sent.
All right, but they're not in your they're not in the team leads?
No.
They should have gone in there. Well, make sure you put the code in first.
Yeah, well, I didn't figure out where that code was supposed to be until you talked about it.
Okay. Yeah, put the code in, and then how many leads have been sent out of your system so far?
None.
None. Okay. Then what you need to do is put the code in, and then if you bought the leads, if you put in your email address, the leads should go in from the office. You don't necessarily need to be on the team to get the leads.
Okay.
So when you order your leads, if you put in if you check the box to have them delivered to your system, and you put in your email address in there, your enrollment or your sign-in email address, they should go on. But they should have gone. You should have gotten like your first. How many did you order on a daily basis?
I think it was 50.
Okay. Then that should have gone in right away. So what I need to do is email me over your login information, and I'll go back in and check it out for you.
Okay. I'll do it.
Yep.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Anything else out there? All right. Okay, look at it. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. This meeting has been recorded, so we'll be back there, and you can share. For those of you that are listening to the recording, and again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me or give me a call. With that, let's get in there, get the system moving for you guys, and start to work it. And I'll tell you what, we are all going to see some great growth in our team, and keep it simple. My advice to you guys is, number one, plan your actions, work your plan, set your sights on your goal, and then just move forward. It's that simple, but it can be a little boring. Okay? I mean, this is networking. This is not getting it for free. You have to have a plan. You have to work at the plan, and you have to have your goals in sight and where you're headed. If you do all those, you will find this and other opportunities will pop up for you, and it will be absolutely great. All right. So do I have the winning lottery for the day? No. And again, Rich, you bring up a good point. We all hope to win the lottery, and hope is just that. It has no action on it. If you take your desires and you put it into action, then you will know that you can get what you want when you learn. So, all right, with that, you guys, you have a great day, and I look forward. I'll have more trainings next week on this, and of course, you guys can always contact me if you have any additional questions or needs. So, There we go. Thank you very much. You guys are greatly appreciated, and just know that each and every one of you, especially those who are on this call today, had a lot of input in how I put this together, because it's from what I learned from you guys that allowed me to kind of bundle this up and put it in a direction that would help you guys. So with that, you guys have a great afternoon. Let's make it rain out there, and let's all, don't forget about the convention, because I definitely want to meet each and every one of you there. All right, everybody have a great afternoon. Bye now.